Hello students, welcome to Yamna's Physics. Today we have to discuss a topic 12.4 of the lesson 12, atoms. Now that section is Bohr model of hydrogen atom. This was proposed by Niels Bohr in the year 1930. Now before coming to that, just few words regarding why he put such a correction. Actually it was correction to Thomson and Rutherford model. So let me brief what was the corrections and what needed the correction exactly. One, the mention was electrons are revolving around the nucleus in particular orbits, and as they were accelerating around the nucleus, energy was losing. The accelerated electrons was losing energy continuously, and just because of that continuous loss of energy, orbit radius come down slowly and slowly, and finally the electron is going and falling well into the nucleus itself. That makes the atom as such unstable. So the instability of the atom was the first question to be answered. Now one more thing was there. Second one was, why the electron is revolving around the nucleus, that particular frequency of the electron is equal to the energy radiated, the frequency of the energy radiated. Energy radiated was in the form of electromagnetic radiations, and that frequency was exactly equal to the angular frequency of the electron while revolving. But I told you, as it is revolving, it loses energy, so it comes to internal orbits, means radius going on decreasing. As radius going on decreasing, we know velocity is V equal to R omega. So what happens to omega? Omega also changes. So the change in frequency happens as it is coming and rotating and coming inside. So the frequency varies, so the wavelength also varies. Therefore, the spectra of hydrogen atom was seen to be continuous. But the experimental value gives a line spectra for hydrogen atom. So the one issue was instability of the atom. Second thing was what we observed as line spectra. Predicted one was continuous spectra. So these two issues or the limitations were answered by Sir Niels Bohr with a little bit of modifications. And that modifications was known as postulates. And three important postulates was given. Let us discuss what are they. Niels Bohr combined classical and early quantum concepts and gave his theory as the form of three postulates. Let us see what are the three. Number one, postulate number one. Picture itself explain everything. Still I will say there is a central nucleus, and around you can see orbits, common word orbit, but specific word is stationary states, or each and every orbits are named as stationary states. From that, coining the word stationary state itself, Niels Bohr crystal clear makes it that it is non-radiating, means no loss or gain of energy while the electron is keeping on revolving. Non-radiating. So the word is electron revolve around the nucleus in, the word, each and every word is important, fixed circular paths called orbits or stationary states. The word is stationary states having constant energy. So no gain, no loss while it is revolving in its own stationary states. So specifically first postulate is to define what is a stationary state. What is a stationary state? So, postulate 1 is the question answer of stationary state. Question is, what is stationary state? What is stationary state? It is that particular orbit through which electron is revolving and it does not radiate any energy. So, specified non-radiating orbits are known as stationary states. Hope it is clear. Now coming to the next one, second postulate, postulate 2 says what has to be the property of that state. I told you the word stationary state. Is there some property for the stationary state? That property is electron can revolve only in, it can go only in, not all, only in that orbit whose angular momentum L has some positive integer times h by 2 pi. So the value of angular momentum has to be, nh by 2 pi. Angular momentum can have only values like L equal to nh by 2 pi, where n is positive integer 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 1 is close to nucleus. So the orbit or the state which is close to nucleus is named as 1. Next 2, 3, 4, not the reverse. So 1 is from inside or the orbit close to nucleus and then it goes away. So the values are only plus 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And h definitely goes for Planck's constant 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Clear? Now this is what I told you. An electron is moving in specified orbit, means having specific radius, mass and velocity v. If that is the case, it has an angular momentum. Angular momentum, you know, I omega you can take, and L is equal to nh by 2 pi. In that nh by 2 pi, n can have only values 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot have half h by 2 pi, 1.4 h by 2 pi, no. 1 h by 2 pi, 2 h by 2 pi, so on so forth. No values in between, means angular momentum is quantized. So when the electron is revolving around the nucleus, the angular momentum of the revolving electrons can have only values like h by 2 pi, 2h by 2 pi and so on. That's the only possible orbits. So orbits defined, again defined orbit. What kind of orbit? Which is having angular momentum nh by 2 pi. Clear? So that is how we say it is quantized. Now in another topic we will in detail say why or how it is quantized. This second postulate was well explained later. Okay, we'll go to that in that session. Now come to the third postulate. Third postulate. When an electron jumps, see it is jumping from one of its specified non-radiating state. I said it thrice. Here I said, here I said, here I said the same word. What is the word? Specified non-radiating state to another lower energy. As you come down the step, it is easy. But when you go upstairs, climbing the stairs, it is a little bit tough. Means you need energy. But when you are coming down, energy is being released or energy is being emitted. So what did he say? When an electron jumps from higher state to lower state, energy is emitted in the form of a photon. We have discussed a topic in detail, photon. Last lesson, Bell nature, we have discussed. So photon has an energy h nu. Again, h is Planck's constant, nu the frequency of the emitted photon. Each photon has an energy h nu. So when it is coming from higher to lower state, energy is getting emitted. And the reverse, what will happen? Energy is absorbed. You need extra energy to climb up a hill. So energy has to be absorbed. Only then you can go from lower state to higher state. So that change in energy, you can write it as delta E. So delta E is equal to h nu. Now just to explain why the energy level is increasing and decreasing, we have an equation for energy. For nth orbit, now suppose you are taking any value n to an orbit, energy is given as minus negative 13.6 electron volt by n square. Electron volt is a unit for subatomic scale, so that is energy EV divided by n square. You put 1, so the answer is minus 13.6 EV. You put 2, that means divided by 4, you will get minus 3.5, divided by 3 square 9, you will get it as minus 5.5. But on the number line, you know, as you move from origin to the left, what do you mean by that? As the number is going on increasing, value is decreasing. But when you are going like this, as you going on increasing, value is also increasing. So it is negative value. That means as you go from inner orbit to the outer orbit, energy increases. That is why it is mentioned when you go from higher state to lower state. That is E2 minus E1. E2 is higher state, E1 is lower state. E4 is higher state, E3 is lower state, and so on. So at that time, energy is emitted. When you are going from E3 to E4, lower to higher state, energy is being absorbed. So 3 points once again. Number 1, specified non-radiating stationary states. Number 2, L equal to or MVR equal to NH by 2 pi. Third one, E2 minus E1 or delta E is equal to h nu. So that's all with Bohr atomic model of hydrogen atom. Thank you for listening. Thank you.